Hi there. Well, we're down to the top 10 now, and this album is number 10 in my top 20 favourite albums. And here we are. I have mentioned it before, I've covered it in a way before. It's Ian Dury, New Boots and Panties. Gosh, shocking title, shocking title. I can't remember. I can't remember actually buying this. I did think some years ago that there was a box set out of its recordings, and I sort of dithered about buying it, and it wasn't about for very long, so I missed out on that. This one is digitally remastered. 5 extra tracks, including Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll. I can remember seeing him on, I think it was on Top of the Pops, with Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, which was pretty good. And he used to wear those welder's goggles at one time, if you remember that. This one's got Wake Up and Make Love With Me, Sweet Gene Vincent, I like that. I'm Partial to Your Abracadabra, great track. Billericky Dicky, Clever Trevor, If I Was With a Woman, Blockheads, Plaisto Patricia, never know how to pronounce that place, Blackmail Man, and then the added bonus track, Sex and Drugs and Rock and Roll, Razzle in My Pocket, You're More Than Fair, England's Glory, Live, and What a Waste. Some brilliant tracks on this. He was at one time in a band called Kilburn High Roads, and I think they had quite a bit of success around the Petra. There's some photographs of him here with curly hair. Let's see. On the face of it, Ian Dury is possibly about the least likely rock star of all. Stricken with polio as a child, he walked with a pronounced limp, often needing to wear leg irons. Did not form his first band until he was in his 20s and was well into his 30s when he made his first record. Didn't actually have anything remotely resembling a hit record until he turned 35, and let's face it, he was no heartthrob. It's a bit cruel, isn't it? Yet by the late 70s he'd successfully crossed from unlikely cult status he'd enjoyed earlier in the decade to becoming a full-blown star with platinum album and #1 record under his belt. Hailed as the godfather of punk, really. Anyway, details of various tracks here. Born in May 12th, 1942 in Upminster, Essex. He was something of a rebel right from the off. I was an Upminster kid. I used to rush round with a little team of yobbos. We never wanted to talk or posh. We all nicked a few things as mementos of escapades, but we never got up to anything too wicked. He was left partially crippled after contracting polio at the age of 7. But following several traumatic years in the institution for disabled kids, for 3 years I was there. I was living in a Marat Sadeh, the law of the jungle. It's quite extensive notes here. He was at art college and he studied under Peter Blake, unless you know different, of course. As I said, I remember seeing him on television. He was part of that Stiff tour and apparently blew Elvis Costello off the stage. So they say. These notes, which are quite extensive, are by Roger Dobson, London 1996, with special thanks to Pete Frame and Rob Mackey. I think that is sort of a reissue with those extra tracks anyway. I wished I'd bought that box set. You know, it's one of those regrets. And it's not been repressed. I don't think there's any plans to repress it anyway. I enjoy this. I enjoy hearing this, and it's good fun to have in the car as well, because if you've got a passenger, they're not expecting Ian Dury to be playing. When I lived in Watford, I used to go into W.H. Smith's shop that sold records and what have you there, and the one day I was in, and Ian Dury appeared in the shop. He was appearing in a play at the is it the Globe or something like that at Watford? Can't remember the theatre name, and I don't know whether he was playing the devil in that. I was like that. Shall I approach him? Shall I not? Because I knew from other people he could be quite tricky, and then on other days he'd be fine. So I thought I'm not taking a chance anyway. But there you are. He's no longer with us, and the music goes on. And this is my number 10 choice in my top 20 most favourite albums. Okay, hope you've enjoyed it. If you've any Ian Dury stories you want to share with me, anything about this album, and I'd be interested to read it anyway. Always interested to read your comments anyway. And hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, tick a like. And as I always say, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe now, and then you don't miss any of the albums, books, box sets, DVDs, Blu-rays, etc., etc. Okay, have a great day. Bye for now.